Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2013 Volkswagen Golf TDI. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged inline-4 diesel, and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this TDI Golf for two reasons. First of all, this is a tuned and deleted Golf, meaning all the restrictions that were put on diesel engines are now taken away. This is a free-reigning, free-running diesel. The second reason is that this is one of the most perfect cars ever made, and the government took them away. Well, for a little bit of cheating, and we'll get into that. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to Chicago Cars US here in Summit, Illinois for letting me borrow their Golf TDI today. They have really fun and cool inventory. This is just one of the many vehicles I will be reviewing from them. So please go check them out with the link down in the description below. But let's get back to that TDI, that diesel under the hood. Well, as I mentioned, this is tuned and deleted, so it is making more power than it normally would. Estimates are around 300-ish, 300 to 400. No one really knows. This car's never been on a dyno, but it is making a very healthy amount of power. It is so incredibly fun, and what really gets you is the torque. You are in no worry of stalling this car because it has so much low-end torque. No matter what gear you're in, it will happily accelerate, and that is the glory of these diesel engines. They are just little workhorses that will abide by every rule and every task that you give it. I know it's kind of ironic given that it's a dieselgate vehicle, but you know what I mean. Like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed manual transmission. Feels great. The shifter is very notchy, very friendly, very confident when it goes into gear, and let's just be honest, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manual. Volkswagen of this era had very good automatics. The DSGs are wonderful, but I like to row my own gears, and so I really feel like I'm a part of the chorus when it comes to driving this car and using that 6-speed manual. Last but not least, the Golf is front-wheel drive. However, they did make the Golf all-track in this era that could be had with all-wheel drive. This is still front. How does it feel to drive the diesel Golf? Well, first of all, you do feel special because there's so few of these left on the road, but also it's amazing. It's a hatchback. I love the size. I love the dynamics. I love how the chassis feels, and you have power everywhere you want it. It's not very high revving, and so you don't have to work that hard in order to get it to do what you want it to do. It's one of those relationships where you ask it once and it gets done instead of begging and pleading every single day to put the dishes in the sink. No, you just say, hey, put your dishes in the sink, and then you never have to ask it ever again. That's what it's like to drive the Golf TDI. Visibility's fine. It's a little 4-door hatchback. What more do you want? With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 physical gauges and a little screen. Off to the left is my tachometer, only revving to 5,000 RPM. And our coolant temperature, and off to the right we have the speedometer and fuel. We do get that screen in the center. This is very primitive screen in gauge cluster era, so one color is all you get. On the steering wheel on the left, we do get our volume, skip track, and phone options, and off to the right we have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen. To the left of me, we have the climate control vent, headlight switch, and gauge dimmer switch, as well as a little warning that says ultra low sulfur diesel only, so a little reminder there. And moving out of the door, we have our power mirrors that are also heated, power windows, and power locks. Moving into the center, we do get 2 climate control vents, hazard switch, and our infotainment. This is a touchscreen infotainment, very nice for 2013. Wasn't the industry standard quite yet, although it soon would be. And unfortunately, no backup camera yet. And down below, we have our climate controls. We do have heated seats. However, single zone climate, temperature off to the left, fan speed in the center, where to send it off to the right. We do get a little cubby down below with a 12-volt outlet, as well as our traction control off button, and of course that magical, wonderful 6-speed 6-speed manual shifter. Then we do have cup holders. We'll do a big friggin' bottle test. It fails, but no one here is surprised. An aux in, as well as our media in that has a plug that I don't know if I recognize. So if anyone recognizes what shape plug this is, please let me know in the comments down below. The seats are fine. They're decently comfortable. However, they are plucked out of a Golf GTI, which was the sportier version at the time. So it did not originally come with these seats. However, speaking of seats, it originally did come with these back seats. So let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the Golf TDI from 2013, and this is a really great part of the car. Normally hatchbacks this size, I'm thinking of my own Mazda 3, I'm thinking of the Ford Focus, I'm thinking of Civics. They normally don't have the best back seats, but I'm 5'11", not a small guy. My knees are not hitting the seat in front of me. My head isn't even coming close to hitting the ceiling. Absolutely love that. We do get some lights back here as well. I get climate vents back here. A lot of cars this size don't include rear climate vents. Again, my own personal Mazda 3 from 2019 does not. So nice to see that. We do also get a center fold down armrest with 2 cup holders in it. So, lots to love in the back of the Golf TDI. This is a very usable car. You could fit all your buddies in here. You can take luggage and cargo and pets, and they are going to fit very well. The interior packaging here in the TDI is fantastic. So, absolutely love to see that. Well, let's hop out and take a quick look at the cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. So another great little part of German engineering from Volkswagen is that the emblem is actually the handle for the rear tailgate. Now, later Mark 6s actually incorporated the backup camera in there. I don't know how the engineers figured that one out. They were able to do that. Once we are back here, these are actually some parts for this vehicle that this vehicle will be getting. However, it really shows off how much rear cargo space there is. You could fit 2 giant boxes, and you can even fold down the back seats for even more storage space. Again, like I said with the back seats, I'll mirror it again. Impressive packaging here from Volkswagen. They fit a lot into a very small footprint. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I think it's rather plain. However, this is the Mark 6 Golf, and I think personally this is my favorite generation of Golf, at least visually. This is the one that I kind of grew up around. I think it's handsome without being over-styled. It's not trying too hard. It's just very unapologetically Golf, but that's it. It's not trying to make a statement, not trying to get in your face or make the newspaper. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving God's chariot? Well, I love this Golf TDI. I love it, love it, love it. Any gear you're in, it's great to drive. I like the size of it. I like the usability of it. It gets good fuel economy when you're not blasting into it, which, let's be honest, I am. It's just perfect in nearly every way. It has the stick shift. I would have loved if it was all-wheel drive, but it's stick, it's turbo, it's diesel, it's a hatchback, it's lovely, it's fun, it's great. This car is absolutely wonderful. So let's pause here for a quick second and talk about dieselgate in case you're unaware. When a car gets emissions tested, they basically plug into the computer and say, hey, are you running correctly? The car says yes or no, and they go on their merry way. The clever engineers over at Volkswagen developed software that knew when the car was being plugged in to be tested, and so it was on its best behavior. It was a goody two-shoes when the computer was plugged in, and the computer asked, hey, Volkswagen Golf TDI, is there any issues? And it would say no. No issues here, running perfectly clean. And the computer would say, okay. But as soon as the computer was unplugged, it would go back to running a different tune that would actually make the car run dirtier, but make more power, get better fuel economy, and things like that. Basically, at the end of the day, Volkswagen was lying about their emissions, and they programmed their cars to lie to the government. And the government will tolerate a lot of things, but lying to its face, unfortunately, it will not. And so the government went after Volkswagen for pretty much all the cookies. What ended up happening is that these cars were either bought back by the dealer or they could be modified to be compliant, but most of them were sent to fields and then later crushed or sold. The ending point is, it doesn't matter how good these cars are. It doesn't matter how fantastic they are, how wonderful they drive, how perfect they might be. When you don't play by the rules, it doesn't count. When you cheat, it doesn't count. No matter what the outcome was, these cars got good fuel efficiency while cheating. These cars were great to drive while cheating. But these cars will always now forever have an asterisk next to their name. And they were taken off the road because they didn't do it the right way. Sure, sometimes playing by the rules is a little dull or boring, but you can sleep at night knowing that you did everything correctly. You don't have to look over your shoulder when you play by the rules. And so this car didn't. The Golf TDI didn't play by the rules. And for that, it got a lot more than a wrist slap. Some of the best cars we've ever seen have been taken away. And since then, Volkswagen has not offered a diesel product in the United States. We have now been robbed of these cars because Volkswagen didn't follow the rules. And that's the shame. That is the downside of this car. It was too perfect. It was too good. And when something is too perfect or too good, it raises suspicion. And unfortunately, those suspicions were correct. I love this thing, but I'll never own one. And I don't think I'll ever be able to. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Chicago Cars US for letting me borrow their Golf TDI for today's video. This was absolutely awesome to get behind the wheel of. Chicago Cars US is in Summit, Illinois. They have some of the coolest inventory I've seen around, whether it's old, new, used, or low mileage, they have it, and I am so excited to start digging through their inventory and reviewing more of their amazing vehicles. Please go check out their inventory with the link down in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.